Tommy and Luke, y'all are getting ready to hit the road, a very familiar road, going to a different place for the state tournament this year, but there's, I'm guessing, motivation off the charts for you guys. I just talked to Coach. I know you have a new look this year, but I want to start with you, Luke. How strong is that fire burned in your belly all season after coming so close last year?
I mean, it's been hot. Ever since we lost the state championship game last year, like my goal has been to make it back. So getting this far is great, but really trying to take it all the way and get the ultimate revenge and win it all this year.
And Tommy, you're not a new guy. You're a first-year starter, correct? So you were around last year. You and you had brothers involved. You saw what that team did. You were part of it. Being in a different role this year, how different has that been for you this year?
It's definitely been different to just step up and take a almost entirely new role, especially as just a handler and everything and a facilitator all around. And I'm just excited in the same ways to just sort of go back and sort of just see what we can do again and end it all on a good note too.
Luke, I asked Coach about this. You lost 6 seniors. You guys had a new look at the beginning of the year. A lot of people think that all the new guys will build around a player who's proven himself like you, but he talked about how you adapted to them. What did you have to do to adapt to a kind of a new look team?
Well, early in the season, I think the team struggled a lot because I especially struggled to adapt it to the new team. I think I wasn't trusting my teammates enough early in the season. I was trying to do too much, but these last few games and throughout district, I've been trying to involve everyone else more, and I think that makes us like a better team than last year. And just everyone's getting going, and it's been a good year.
I got him to talk about himself. I want you to talk about him.
I think there's just a lot more involvement all around, and I think I wasn't really trusting my own game either, and neither were a lot of the other role players. And I think when we got to that point of sort of everyone building that chemistry and trusting each other with certain shots and certain strengths, then that's when we just sort of started clicking. And it didn't just have to be Luke scoring, but it could be an all-around team, and more people could fulfill more roles.
Was there a particular point of the season or a stretch of games where there was a crossroads where you guys realized this is what we can do, let's start playing this way?
I'd say probably Cap Rock, or just the games right after the Cap Rock tournament. So that was late December, early January. That's when we started to really turn around. And I think the first couple of district games, that's where we really got it ironed out. And Tommy got hot in the first few district games, and he's stayed hot since. And it's just, we've been playing a lot better ever since the start of district. And yeah, we're still on that hot streak.
You both kind of touched on this. What makes you click, though? Because last year there were other guys you could kick the ball out to and get it, and Tommy's one of those guys now. But when you guys are at your best, how would you describe your games?
I really just think it's confidence all around. And for me, it came, I specifically remember that All Saints game in the first half of district. And from that game on, I sort of just understood and saw that I could do what I did. And then I just continued to play how I played there, and still facilitate all around and get the ball around, but trust that the ball will come back to me, and I'll find the right shots, and other people will find the right shots and take the right shots too.
We haven't even talked about the fact that this is a first-year coach too. You tell me, but it seems like a pretty different system than Jake Page had. Looks like you guys maybe are free to maybe get up and go a little bit more. If I'm wrong, correct me on that. But what have the changes been under Tanner?
It's been fairly similar in like the schemes that we've run. We still run man defense with a little bit of 1-3-1 thrown in, which is the same. Our offense is a bit different. Throw in some more screens than we did under Coach Page. But I think probably the biggest difference is just the general atmosphere and practice. It's just a little bit more focused now, and just we're always having an eye on the goal, and there's not as much goofing off in practice as there was in previous years.
somebody just actually mistook Coach as a player. And he's not terribly older than you guys. Does he jump in and practice and show you guys what he can still do once in a while?
I wish he did more. Back at the beginning of the season, he and Coach Bailey would hop in and run with us. But I think since that alumni game when we gave him the smoke, they didn't really want to play with us too much.
All right. So since you said things usually get more serious, we'll get back to serious. Whatever 6-hour bus ride ahead of you, and then you get down to business tomorrow night. What's the perfect recipe tomorrow to make sure you get to play on Friday?
I mean, everyone just has to settle into their role and do their role well. I mean, we've got a bunch of shooters, so they just need to shoot. We've got some great defenders. If they can lock down Covenant Classical's best players, then that'll be great. And we just need to play our game and do what we've been doing through our district run and through the last couple playoff games.
And Tommy, this is a little bit different. Last year in the state semifinals, you got to sleep in your own bed, go across town and play All Saints right here in town.
Yeah.
This time you have to go on the road, and I know it's a neutral site game, but how do y'all kind of keep calm, kind of not let the moment get big?
I think for me and for most of the team, it's just realizing the fact that we've done this before and we've been in Cap Rock and Floyd Data tournaments and everything. We're playing games back to back and constantly, and even in the same day in Cap Rock. And I think just that comfort and that realization that we've done this before and we can do this before and still perform at such a high level. It's a lot of what's pushing me to just be able to not think about it even too much, that we're playing 2 games in 2 days and we'll have to get on the road and everything too.